2011 YZ250F, hard start when it's hot. We know the problem, right? Or do we? Let's check it out. All right, guys, so usually when you're dealing with a hard start when it's hot problem, we think in valves, right? Because the valves are tight, they get hot, they expand, the metals expand, they start to touch the lifters, and it holds the valves open a little bit and you lose your compression. So when you're trying to start when it's hot, you don't have compression. And that's most likely what most of the time the problem is. But there are other things that could cause the same issue. For instance, a carburetor that's jetted really rich, improper starting procedure. If you're trying to use your hot start and that's not helping, what the hot start does is lets more air in because it's already running rich when it's hot. So if your bike is running rich on top of that, and then you try to start it without using your hot start, and the bike is on the rich side, it's going to flood out. It'll be hard then too. Sometimes just a starting procedure. Maybe some bikes need a little bit of throttle to get a little bit more air in there to make up for that. There's a couple of different things. But the first thing you want to do, and the reason I'm bringing all this up, is because you don't want to just start throwing parts at it and just start, this is the problem, this is what it's doing, this is what it is. And as mechanics, we like to know what's going on just from the description, but there's things you got to check. So the first thing I'm going to do with this bike, because they don't know when the bike valves were checked last, is I'm going to do a leak down test on it, and we're going to just see what the health of the engine is without doing anything. And then if the numbers are good in that, then I'm going to check the valves and see how the valves are. If the valves are in spec, I'm going to then pull the carb. I'm going to check the poly jet, see if someone else messed with the jetting and maybe tried to richen it up, because some people just throw jets in there because they think it's richer is better, and you don't really do other testing. So we're going to do it step by step. The first thing we're going to do is take the tank, the seat off, and I'm going to do a leak down test. So let's get started. All right, looking a little rich. All right, guys, so I'm at top dead center of the compression stroke. It's really hard to see in there, but there's an H and then a line, and we're right at the line. Might be able to see it right there. All right, and there's the crossover stroke where the piston's at top dead center, and you're going from your exhaust to intake. And there's also the compression stroke when you went where it's at the top and the lobes are facing out. Now we don't have the valve cover off because we're doing this, so you want to get it top dead center. If you got crazy leak down, rotate it 180 degrees and do it again. So core is out of the hose that I have in there, and I have my gauge. This is a Snap-on MT324. You can find these used. I have this set to 0 right there, and if I turn this dial right here, I have my compressor at 60 psi, but if you turn this, it'll move. So you want it right to 0. All right, and then I have extension bar, 17 millimeter to hold it for rotating if it rotates on me. So let me hook up some air and I'll show you what we got. And you can see we're at 4, so we're good. All right, guys, so 4 psi is really good. That's a healthy engine. That tells us that the rings are sealing and the valves are sealing, but it doesn't tell us the adjustment, how tight the valves are. It just means we have space in between them not being held open. So let's go ahead and pull the valve cover off and check our valves. All right, guys, so with the valve cover off, we have our timing marks down here that we set up for the leak down test. They're still in place. And then we have our timing marks here. You can see the little dot right there, and there's another one over there. Everything's looking good. This is the 5-valve Genesis engine. Love it. And it has the globes. You can see the lobes are facing outward on both. Hang on. All right, lobes are out. So let's go ahead and get a feel gauge in there and see what we're looking at. All right, guys, so the intake should be 0.004 to 0.006, and the 5 fits in all 3 of them just fine. The exhaust, 0.007 to 009, and we're fitting in 0.007. It kind of feels like it would be a 0.0075, so we're good on all the valves. So the next thing we're going to look at, and based on that rich spark plug, we're going to go to the carburetor. So guys, as you can see, it's not always the valve when it's hard to start when it's hot. And we're looking at the carburetor now. So I got a 17 millimeter bolt on the bottom. You take that out and you can access the jets. Now I'm using this Tusk kit. It makes it easier to get in there. You can take your main jet out and everything. It's got some fittings so you can so you don't even have to rotate it, but you can get into it pretty easily and get everything out this way. All right, so we can see that someone's been in here already because you can see the mixture screw's been changed. And the main jet's extremely tight. I can't even get it out with that tool, so I'm going to have to rotate this. But I did adjust the mixture screw. It was Motocross Action recommend to do it at 3/4 turns out. I'm going to run it and see if that's correct. It was at like 1.5 turns here, so that might be a problem with starting because it's definitely acting rich when it's trying to start. So that will lean it out some. So let's get in here and get these jets out and see. All right, 178 main, that's good. All right, so this is interesting because this is a 42 and it's mangled up. I'm going to replace it. But I was under the impression it was acting like it was rich, but with a 42 in there, All right, guys, I'm going to try to see if I can get this into view for you guys, but I want you to look here. Okay, there. All right, there. You see the hole size difference? The one on the right is a 42, and the one on the left is a 42. But that's a pretty significant difference. So I'm wondering if someone drilled out the one on the left too big. Let me grab a 45 and compare. All right, so you can probably see it there. The one on the right is a new, brand new Kean 45, and the one on the left is the drilled out one that was in the bike. It's still bigger than the 45. So who knows what size that's drilled out to. I'll show you a zoomed up picture here so you can see. But it's important you have the right size jets in there, especially if you're dealing with a hard start problem. Let's get it in. So when you put these easy adjusters in here for the mixture screw, these things are awesome. It's easy to adjust. You don't need a flathead or anything in there. But there's a couple things you got to make sure go back in. One being the spring. All right, the spring has to keep tension on it so it doesn't just vibrate loose. And then you have your washer right here. And then there's supposed to be an O-ring. There's no O-ring in this one. All right, guys, so I'm going to go ahead and throw this 45 back in. You don't need me to record that. But make sure that you don't over-tighten these things. Don't jam them in there. The next guy's getting them out. You saw the one that I took out of there. It was so tight in there, and someone already had mangled it up. So let's just put this one back in and get the bike together again, and we'll fire it up, see how it does. All right, so let's see how it starts. Ice cold. I'm going to put the fan on, so it's going to make some noise. Okay, give it a little warm up. Okay, so there you have it, and this bike has been picked up by the customer. It runs great. So I made this video because I want you to think past just valves when it comes to flow strokes. And if you go on any forum and someone says, man, it's hard to start when it's hot, everyone just jumps in and says valves. And it could be, but you got to do the tests. You got to take the time. You got to do the diagnostics. I try to push diagnostics because you don't want to just start throwing things at it, getting valve jobs done and doing all these kind of things when it's not needed. So make sure that you do it step by step, check your work, make sure that your carburetor is adjusted properly. If it's acting like it's rich, chase it down, figure out why. So after I put the correct size pilot jet in there and I replaced the O-ring on the mixture screw, everything started acting normal. Adjusting it was acting normal, and I got it back into spec there. That bike had a couple other adjustments in the carburetor to try to make up for the extremely rich condition it had. So it's running a whole lot better now. It was just a carburetor adjustment and some repairs for O-rings and such, and nothing to do with valves. So anyway, guys, hopefully this helps you out. Please hit the like button, subscribe, hit the bell for further notifications. I'm making a lot of shorts and reels now because they're quicker to make. I can get more information out there. So make sure you check those out. If you haven't, I'm putting them out every day during the week, and hopefully you guys enjoy it. Until next time, Tepcocyclerepair.